I would say, like, you know, the defending champ versus the player who's never played Pokemon before.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. I think like it's gonna be a great match to watch. And it's really going to determine how this group plays out because, you know, that player in fourth is going to be desperate to get their win, but everyone else is going to be thinking who's going to be that first seed, who's going to be that second seed.
Yeah.
And it's all going to come down to the wire. So I think it's going to be very exciting.
Absolutely.
I think something to note about BoxBox is his team is actually really scary.
Yes.
Yes.
It didn't really get to shine in his first match because the Gardevoir countered him so hard.
So hard, yeah.
It's the matchup is just so difficult, but I think in this game, we're really going to see the potential of this team and of BoxBox as a player as well, because he did actually make some really good plays.
He played
in that
so
match
well.
and just got team diffed.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be interesting to see the power of this team shine.
Absolutely.
In this format.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us now and you missed the first round, you missed a good one, but here's BoxBox's team to catch you back up. It is this offensive Trick Room Indeedee and Armarouge combination that can overwhelm the opponent. We did see Torgal and Kingambit brought to the games in the first round, also as the option for Rotom and Garchomp. And the thing is that BoxBox he made both games very close without even being able to use his core strategy. He was not able to Trick Room up because Void had probably the hardest counter he could have in this super bulky imprisoned Gardevoir. And now, you know, Ludwig, I didn't see him prison. He doesn't have Taunt on Mimikyu. He has Trick Room, so he can reverse it.
Yep.
So he does have some tools. He has, you know, bulky Gastrodon. He has Dondozo.
Yes.
It's not hopeless by any means, but it should not be nearly as one-sided as it was in the first match of the day.
And that, you know, it was one-sided and sort of like talking about it, but when we saw it executed,
it was very close.
So I'm, you know, terrified of BoxBox right here. I think what's important to note is that like it is hard to do the like dance around Trick Room while taking massive amounts of damage from this Indeedee, from this Armarouge.
Yeah.
And so that's like the first step of unwinding the puzzle. And like this is nice for BoxBox. He has no reason not to like lead both of those and be like, all right, show me what you got.
Yeah, just prove to me you can stop this.
Yes.
Like,
it's the pressure is definitely on Ludwig to find the correct lead here and to play it correctly, because that first turn is so crucial to BoxBox strategy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just that extremely explosive turn one and finding the correct way to maneuver around that.
Yes.
That pressure is definitely on Ludwig right now.
Absolutely. There's one thing I want to call out here, which is I don't think it's that good, but you know, like a lot of BoxBox's Pokemon are special attackers. Mirror of Gastrodon could copy Psychic Seed Indeedee. Now I don't think it's good, but you do have the option for it.
That's so funny.
But you know what I mean? Like that's kind of one of the cool applications of the item.
Yeah, I was also going to say Mirror of Gastrodon could copy Dondozo. So
yes, but I don't think BoxBox has Dondozo. So
sure.
But later on, that might be something
we
see for sure.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Dondozo because actually, you know, looking at like Ludwig's team, looking at BoxBox's team, how is BoxBox going to deal with the pressure that this Dondozo applies? An Earthquake, you know, Indeedee protects Armarouge with that follow me, and then Earthquake just says, no, I ignore that.
I don't care.
I don't care. I'm going to hit both of you.
Yeah. No, it's a great question. And I think for Lud, it's really going to be about how does he choose to, like, utilize Dondozo, right? Because we see Tauros Fire, not very good here. It's got Flare Blitz in close combat. It's really bad in Armarouge. It's not good into Indeedee. It's not good into Torkoal, right?
Yes.
It's not really good into Garchomp or Rotom either. That's probably off the table. You know, he has Gastrodon, but I don't, like, I mean, I know I talked about Gastrodon, but I don't, it's Energy Ball Armarouge, which is something that I forgot about. And so, it's like, it's probably not, you probably need to bring both Dondozo and Tatsugiri here to have success. Mimikyu's probably coming as well, and Meowscarlet is good as well. So, like, you have tools here, but I think it really comes down to when do you want to kind of go into your Dondozo and how do you want to utilize it.
So, honestly, you know, I'm not a big advocate of this in general, but like I think that Ludwig could just lead Dondozo and Tatsugiri.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah,
that makes me feel better because it's going to be tough enough for BoxBox to clear it, right?
Yeah.
One attack, Dondozo protects. One attack, Dondozo protects.
Trick
no more
Room is up.
Trick Room is over. That's all the 5 turns, you know, including the turn for setting it.
And you probably force a Terra, otherwise Earthquake becomes very threatening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you know you remove that, and now it's like kind of like. Does he have? He doesn't have. No, he's got 3 attacks, right?
3 attacks. Protect, I believe.
Yeah. So it's kind of like even if you lose Dondozo, right? Like when you play Dondozo, you're like, I've got this Juggernaut. I'm going to take so many KOs, but maybe it just needs to buy him a little bit of time.
That's right. That's right. I mean, you have this Disguise Mimikyu and Sash Meowscarlet, both Pokemon that require 2 attacks to take out, which is I think very relevant, right? Like you need to kind of invest multiple attacks into both these Pokemon. Meowscarlet being a Dark type and immune to Expanding Force also helpful because that's BoxBox's best spread move. So I think this one could really go either way. You have the incredible offense from and speed control from BoxBox, but you also have Dondozo and Meowscarlet and Mimikyu from Ludwig. So I also just saw his shirt. That's funny.
Oh yeah, it's Great shirt. BoxBox is dialed in, dude.
Dude, he's focused.
He's in the zone.
Wow. He's not thinking about anything else right now.
Also, to remember, BoxBox also has Clear Smog, Torkoal under Trick Room.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
I forgot. Great call out.
Great call. But to do that, he has to get it in, which is kind of scary in front of that Dondozo.
I like it. The sportsmanship, the handshake.
Wow.
BoxBox locking in his team even before he goes for the handshake.
He's
here for business.
Even if this handshake takes a full minute, I'm fine. Ludwig also is known as doing. I like the Pokemon selection here. I like the Pokemon selection from both players.
Yeah.
Ludwig's taking off his jacket.
Oh,
the weights are coming off. It's gaming time.
Wow.
Stretch! Big stretch.
Oh, big stretch.
Oh, warming up. BoxBox unfazed, focused. I love my trainer card. It took like 3 hours to get because it's mid-blink. It's really hard. It's like frame perfect.
Cool.
You also see the Daft Punk helmet on BoxBox's character.
Very cool. Yeah, Ludwig's dressed like my dorky character. So here's where the mind games begin, right? Because you have this Trick Room threat from the Mimikyu.
What is this music? Is this in the game?
It must be.
I told Lud, it's going to be from your perspective, so choose whatever you want. He said, I just scrolled through, I don't know. Also, Lud was, I was like, oh man, Lud looks like he was having a really serious conversation. Maybe we've got to wait for a little bit for him to be ready. He was literally just talking to Karis.
Yeah, that's what I assume. Anytime anyone's in their phone up there, I'm like, you're getting a little bit, you know. But it's tough. Like, I don't know what I would say to him in this situation. Like, this is something we're still, we were just talking about, like, no idea. Like,
reverse the Trick Room.
It's kind of interesting hearing this music at like the stakes. Like, oh my god! Like,
I know.
I do not feel very chill like this music.
It's like playing an Animal Crossing stage in Smash. Okay.
Oh boy.
This could be interesting.
Yeah.
Helping hand, knockoff. Armor does survive, barely.
BoxBox does know what disguise does. We were talking to him about it.
Yeah.
Expanding force. Okay. I mean,
so that's not going to be Masquerada here. Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not the strongest move selection. However, there is a big advantage, which is that Ludwig predicted NDD to go for Trick Room. And because of that, Ludwig has done BoxBox's job for him. He has set up the Trick Room and broken the disguise in the same turn, and it's going to be very hard to reverse that now.
That's actually so huge.
Tough to watch that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
No, Lud, not like this. Oh no, no sneakers. No, Ludwig, no.
Oh my god, he can't hear us. He has AirPods in. He's just having a little. He's having a little.
Okay.
He might be messing with us.
Maybe he did hear us.
He might be. Oh no, he's not messing with us. He's
Okay, another helping hand.
Wow, and no redirection is
very brave.
From here. Was very much expecting that. Was he protect?
So. BoxBox has like a pretty clear armor cannon dazzling gleam to take out this Masquerada, but maybe he's expecting.
Yep.
In all honesty, I know people love to rag on Lud. The truth of the matter is, Mimikyu is dying there. So if you want to break Masquerada, you have if you want to break Masquerada, Mimikyu using Shadow Claw, Play Rough, Shadow Sync, Trick Room, it's all the same.
Yep.
So I especially like not taking a KO there because you don't want Torkoal to hit the field when this Dondozo is about to.
Yeah.
You want it to have to wait in the back, have to
wait
be
your
scared.
turn.
Yeah, that's right. Let's learn some manners, Torkoal.
I like this song. I gotta ask Lud what it was because I kind of dig it.
Wait, Dondozo is so slow in Trick Room that
Put it under speed?
Yes, it moves under Armor Rouge.
Even though Armor Rouge is likely mid speed and Dondozo is likely fast.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to see that earthquake. I want to see that big meaty earthquake come on out, but it's okay. I can wait a little longer.
You don't want to break your Masquerada's Focus Sash. That is one of your resources here.
Oh, and he wants to go for the Dazzling Gleam to take out the Focus Sash. That's right.
Another helping hand.
Oh, no.
Who's faster? I think Armor is cut under speed, depending on the speeds here.
Depends on how it's trained.
It is.
It does.
Oh,
man.
Wow. Okay, but Trick Room turns are burning, and Dondozo's still at full HP.
And we still have a Focus Sash.
We still have a Focus Sash.
Focus Sash, and what we're not going to have for much longer is an Armor Rouge.
That's right. Armor Rouge almost certainly going down this turn, barring something very surprising.
That's props to how that Armor Rouge is trained. Like, I would have totally never expected that.
Yep.
Survivor going down to order up finally.
And here's the knockoff.
Here's the knockoff.
It's going to do a bunch of damage.
But you don't have an item because you use your Psychic Seed, so you do survive, which is nice. You prefer to survive than to faint.
I feel like the helping hand here, he definitely did not need
no,
that.
it was
yeah.
He's helping him.
I think that like what we're seeing as a strength from BoxBox is his positional awareness, right? His big picture, and where I think maybe as a weakness is he doesn't know the stats of the Pokemon. We know Meowscarada is super going down, Mimikyu's going down to these attacks, right? But like, how is BoxBox supposed to know? He hasn't been playing long enough.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah, having that sense, that game sense is like a really key part.
Great play from Ludwig here, stalling out the Trick Room.
He remembers some things from 3 years
ago. He does, he does.
He's got some
and what I like about this is it's kind of poetic, right? Because the team that Ludwig used last time to win was a hard Trick Room team centered around Torkoal. And here we are, 3 years later, a hard Trick Room team, and Torkoal's on the field.
Yeah, it's looking so, like, you know, he's got locked down.
Oh, Terra Fire, not going to be able to use a different Terra later in the game.
That's fine. You know, Torkoal's got one job, and that's to, you know, smack you with those eruptions. And with the helping hand, this honestly,
that would do tons of damage.
Is there one more term of Trick Room
after
this?
Should
be one more. So he will get an eruption off one more because it's double protect here.
If Ludwig doesn't activate Commander, I would be afraid of how much this eruption is going to do.
But I don't think it will one-shot. I'm going to say it.
Lud was talking about, when you guys talked to him beforehand, that he hit quadruple protect. So we'll see if he goes for the double on the Dondozo.
It's all about the training.
It's all about the training. The thing is, though, switching to Tatsugiri and an Earthquake looks very strong here, but no, you have to worry about the Clear Smog that Grant called out earlier.
That's
so it's
a problem.
A run, I would not run.
That's a great way to
lose the game.
I like the, you know, just rip it right here. Like, you know, you have to call it to Clear Smog, and BoxBox might not, you know, like, even if he calls it, like, your moves are still so strong.
Yeah.
You could even, like, order up into Indeedee because you want to make sure there's not another Trick Room.
Yeah.
Lud's running out of time.
He's switching to Tatsugiri. He still has 18 seconds, but he needs to be decisive here.
Good. Yep.
Okay, great play. Great play. I mean, it's not guaranteed to work, but imagine Tatsugiri, yay, Terra Steel. Oh.
Yeah, Terra Steel.
Oh, Terra Steel can block Clear Smog. That's probably what he was thinking.
That is true. That's some big gamer reads.
Tatsugiri's in.
I think he just clicked Eruption, right?
Probably helping
all down to BoxBox's read.
Yeah.
Do you think helping hand, critical hit, Eruption, Terrafire in the sun with a critical hit would KO Dondozo?
Yes.
Earth Power. Okay, interesting.
Now
that's interesting because he had the read actually.
Yeah.
Right? He was like kind of knew what was happening. He just didn't know what his play was to counter it.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, it's now going to be a Bozo sweep.
Hashtag Bozo sweep.
Hashtag Bozo sweep.
Yeah. Lud really showing the power here of Dondozo over its pre-evolution Dundito.
Really
That's not a real Pokemon.
It is. Actually.
No, it is. My mistake, guys.
Somewhere Aaron Zhang just felt a shiver run down his spine.
I don't know if there's much BoxBox can do to stop the Dondozo sweep here, so instead I'll tell you about how I trolled Aaron with Dundito. I spent like 10 minutes telling him that it was a real Pokemon and that like a lot of people were bringing it to the tournament, and he totally believed me. But then I told him that yeah, like the problem is that like sometimes Dundito will choke on the Tatsugiri and then like it'll faint, and so yeah, at that point Dundito was revealed.
He was so paranoid that after that I was like, "Hey Aaron, do you know about Flittle?" And he was like, "You're not getting me this time. That's not a real Pokemon."
Flittle being the pre-evolution of Espathra, which is unfortunately a real Pokemon.
Hey, I like Espathra.
Yeah, but Flittle.
Yeah, Aaron, do you prepare for any teams that bring out Ligma this tournament?
Wait, what's Ligma?
You know, critical hit Kowtow Cleave, followed by a critical hit Sucker Punch, still would have lost, but it would have been hype.
That's always the part in the Pokemon
That's the copium.
Commentary when you like try to list the absolutely impossible thing that might bring the one player back. Yeah.
Here's how BoxBox
Here's how it's going this. But I think BoxBox played well. Like, listen, Lud made an aggressive play turn one, right? He said, I'm going to call your Trick Room, and BoxBox didn't fall for it, right? Yeah. And I think, like, being able to claw this one back as Ludwig, like, I think both players, again, can feel good about this, right? Where, like, BoxBox made a great call turn one, and just, like, it's hard to play against Dondozo, right? Especially when Ludwig played it, where, like, protecting the solid Trick Room and, like, bringing, like, if he had gone for clear, like, it was a 50-50, right? If he clears Smogs as Dondozo just stays in Earthquakes, he's boomed, right?
He's boomed.
But if he, you know, instead Eruptions or Earth Powers as Tatsugiri switches in, he's still boomed, right? And so it was kind of like between a rock and a hard place there, and he made a call and he didn't get it right, but, like, who among us has gotten every has gotten every call right? You know what I mean?
Well, also the Terra Steel Earth Power is still super effective.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. The game states that Ludwig has been putting BoxBox in, I think, though you need a lot of experience against Dondozo to know how to begin to navigate those, let alone get around all these tricks, like will he, won't he, like switching Tatsugiri. And it's like, if you haven't played a bunch of games, maybe it's your third day playing Pokemon, it's very challenging.
So BoxBox was asking for advice on this before, and I think one of the things that he settled on is that if he lost to Dondozo really hard game one and wasn't able to get he knew that he wanted Clear Smog into Dondozo. Yep. He knew that that was his win con. It was just a good move by Lud to take it to bring in the Dondozo with one turn of Trick Room left. So I'm wondering if he's going to bring Rotom, because I know that that's what he was thinking he might do.
Yeah.
If he really wants to Dondozo.
Yeah. Any Rotoms in chat? It's too bad it doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, because that would be a really great way to...
I think he's going to go Rotom over King Gambit
here. I like it, because
yes.
King Gambit, especially with the terrain up.
Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't really do much here.
It doesn't really do much here, right?
I love this from Lud.
Yeah.
I love, rip it immediately.
No, he's just going to stick to the plan.
Sticking to the guns.
I mean, listen, there's value in sticking with what you know, right?
Yeah. It's not a good, Pokemon's all about learning, and a bad time to learn is when you are down 0-1 in a pivotal match for the group.
Yeah. I just looked at Lud's side. Interesting.
So what I like about...
He's just going with it immediately.
Yeah, he's going to grip it and rip it.
On that note, so we're seeing Tauros, which is really interesting.
So it's also interesting that Lud is choosing to mix up here after you win
right,
game
after
one.
he won game one. I felt like the leads were putting in his favor.
Yeah.
Interestingly, choosing to leave Mimikyu, his only tool at reversing Trick Room, and what I thought was a great Pokemon in the matchup. But
yeah. What I like about this Tauros pick is he's like, okay, this is actually kind of annoying for Torkoal, because Tauros is super weak to those psychic moves and not much else. Well, Dondozo and Tatsugiri in the front are going to make that real tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Take out the fire types. Take out Indeedee Armarouge. Force a Terra.
I know the thing that BoxBox he was already anticipating this. He went, okay, so if they just lead it, how do I get Torkoal in safely?
Yeah.
He knows that he needs to do it. And we were talking about how letting a Pokemon die can be the way to get something else in.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if he cottons onto that.
Doesn't DD have Protect?
No, nothing on BoxBox's team has Protect.
Got it. Okay, that's going to make it harder.
None of his core 4 have Protect.
Got it, because it'd be so much easier to, it's good to, let one Pokemon faint. It's not good to have two Pokemon faint.
And he knows that Follow Me can protect him, but that Dondozo has Earthquake.
Yes.
And it looks like Lud is going for it.
He also knows that
Yes.
his Armarouge has Terra Grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. I think a Terra Grass off the bat right here from BoxBox, provided he can click the button, is a good first step.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be
And let's not underestimate the power of Life Orb, Psychic Terrain, Expanding Force. It actually does a ton of damage. And something like Terra Grass, Expanding Force plus Trick Room into... Let's see here. A Terra from BoxBox?
Oh, this is huge.
Yeah. That's big. That's Armarouge. That's an amazing play.
It's what he wanted to do last time.
Yeah.
He manages to figure out
adapting.
the Pokemon UI this time.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. Good play.
Nice play from BoxBox.
So Ludwig kind of giving him the play that he probably wanted to go for game one here by going with the Dondozo Tatsugiri.
And no Follow Me, no Helping Hand, meaning that this could very easily be Trick Room Armarouge or Trick Room Indeedee and attack with Armarouge. Energy Ball! What a play!
It's going to so much damage.
That's into a lot. Terra Grass. Oh my god.
This is the Trick Room because the Indeedee's moving last.
Yep.
What a play
from
BoxBox. BoxBox is in such a good position.
That's my goat.
Here's what makes it even better is you want a lot, Dondozo is nice because you have this Juggernaut, but it's also very weak in that your opponent can do whatever they want. Yeah. So he can switch in Torkoal and Energy Ball again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
I wonder if he's
calling it Protect.
Yes.
And even if he doesn't, Helping Hand, Expanding Force, even with a Terra, probably kills, right? That's a strong move.
Like, the Protect doesn't actually gain Ludwig any tempo here at all.
Yeah, like it solves a Trick Room turn, but Tatsugiri is Choice Scarf, meaning it can't Protect, meaning... Yeah, it's... And by Terra Grassing, Meowscarada, the Dark type, is no longer that threatening either.
Yep. And what's really, Ludwig could save himself. Oh my god.
Did he really do it?
That's insane.
Is it Torkoal?
Oh my god!
But
oh my god, does BoxBox know that Terra Steel, because he can cover for both with Armor Cannon, Clear Smog, right? But Terra Steel blocks the Clear Smog, Expanding Force or Energy Ball won't kill.
Can't he just go Eruption and Expanding Force?
Yeah. But maybe he. Yeah, you're right.
If he clicks Eruption with the Torkoal, then the Terra doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
No, I think there's a good consideration.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, you gotta
Like if he's tunneled on Clear Smog beat Dundozo, you know what I mean?
And Energy Ball beat Dundozo.
Yeah.
that really, more than anything in this tournament so far, really speaks to me just how freaking smart BoxBox
He's so
is.
smart.
Yeah.
That sort of play requires a lot of knowledge of the manipulation of the game state.
He's been playing for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
is
it's
insane.
not only huge against the Dondozo right now. You're thinking, what's the only way that he can get out of this
Big
alive,
crit.
right?
Yeah.
And it's that Meow is going to be able to be immune to the expanding force later, but it's not immune to eruption.
So Terra Steel energy was Terra Steel here. That's the play I called out. If Blood had gone for it, he considered it. But I agree, it's not really worth it, right? It's like, of course, you know that like it's not safe, but it might have been the gamble he needed to come back into this game.
Yeah.
I want to contrast this game right here, where it's all like, from what we're hearing from Zane, this has all been thought out, you know, a while ago, to sort of like the fast-paced games that Void was giving us against Jaden and BoxBox earlier, where it's all in the moment. I think that really just speaks to the depth of, you know, how tough this game is.
It really is, yeah.
There's so much to consider.
Yeah. And now it's all...
It's looking rough for the homies.
It's looking rough for the homies, unless you're BoxBox's homies, in
In which case, looking
it's-
very good.
It's looking rather you know, smooth.
I like the consideration here of the move.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think you know, if you fire Soak into Armorage, you might learn that Soak doesn't work on tired Pokemon. That's important for later.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not really relevant in single battles, but for doubles,
Yep.
Yeah.
You know
very
who
good
knows
to know.
that?
Who knows that?
BoxBox.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were
that-
talking
well-
to him about it.
Well, because well, it sounds like BoxBox has more than one coach here, but no. It's like
I like the Soak and Torkoal because how is he going to beat Torkoal if it's not a water type? You know?
Yeah.
So here's a question: does Torkoal lose stab when he gets soaked?
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
You
Okay.
just turn
Yes.
into a water type.
that's a great
but
question.
Tatsu's not going to get a chance to get it off. So.
Yeah, expanding force. We see the power here, and I like BoxBox here. He's covering for his lack of like stat knowledge with understanding like using the tools that he has. The game says, hey, Eruption's not very effective on Tatsugiri, and it's super effective, and Expanding Force is super effective on Tauros. So he thinks, okay, well, like if Expanding Force is super effective, it'll probably KO Tauros. Let me use Earth Power, my strongest move against Tatsugiri.
Yeah.
Well, here's the issue: is Ludwig is a master of double protecting.
Double protects.
And you know, Trick Room is on its way out, I think. Oh, it's tough because, you know, the game's telling him Flare Blitz is super effective,
Oh,
and actually
no.
it's not effective at all
It's
here.
not effective.
Uh-oh. Sucker Punch is
I actually
also
want him to Sucker Punch here so he remembers Psychic Terrain.
Yeah.
It would be a good lesson to learn, even if it's a hard lesson to learn.
Like he's already made that mistake last time.
Yeah, but this time he'll remember
Yeah,
for sure. Let's see here, Meowscarada. It comes down to if this is Eruption Expanding Force is a great play here, but it's you know not the only play that could be made. Meowscarada goes for Protect.
So, yeah, I was worried BoxBox might, like, over-dial into, like, prediction, but...
An Earth Power.
Wow.
Lots of
I like
damage.
That was a prediction that worked out for it.
Expanding Force.
Doesn't
Okay,
matter
once
at the
again,
end of the
yeah,
day,
it doesn't.
And finally, we get to see like the raw power of BoxBox's team here.
Exactly.
The amount of damage you can dish out is so crazy once you get this team going. Once you get that little initial boost of momentum, and you just completely snowball the game.
It really feels like if BoxBox can get it going, he'll win in 5 turns. But otherwise, it becomes a lot dicier.
Yeah. And it's tough, you know, it's tough, especially when you don't have that many Pokemon that know the move Protect to really stall out all those turns.
Yep.
And it's doubly so when he makes those amazing momentum forward switches, like
Exactly,
sending in that
right?
Torkoal. Yeah, I just like am just so impressed by this game state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
BoxBox has really done, and Ludwig didn't play badly at all. The first thing we said was, I would like to see Dondozo Tatsugiri lead,
Yeah.
and BoxBox said, so would I.
Yeah, and you know, I would have done the same thing in Ludwig's shoes. like, just-
100%.
Yeah.
It's so weird because this feels like a game one.
Yeah.
And game one felt like a game two. Like it feels like
I agree with that actually.
so. Ludwig almost. This is how this matchup is almost supposed to play, and then the first game that we saw is like the way that Ludwig can actually win it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Ludwig go back to his initial lead after this.
I like the Mimikyu. I don't think the Tauros is doing enough here. I
Yeah.
like the Mimikyu in this matchup.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that in Game 1, Ludwig perfectly realized his strategy to win, and in Game 2, BoxBox realized
Exactly.
his strategy to win. So now in Game 3, both of them know how to sort of play their
Exactly,
team
right?
to completion, whose strategy will win.
Yes.
That's a really, I really like that framing. I do think we will see Ludwig, you know, go back, you know, if it ain't broke,
Don't fix
don't
it.
fix it.
Yeah. He fixed it this game.
Yes. And it was broke.
Oh, BoxBox smiling for a second. Okay, he's back to dialed in.
Yeah.
But wait, Trigger was still up? Oh no, I'm done. I'm sorry. I was like, Flower Trick did so little that I forgot. Yeah, I was like, that's nothing.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
This brings us to our first game 3
That's
so
right.
far
Oh,
in the
really?
entire
That's
tournament.
right.
Yeah,
This is
first
so
game
hype.
3.
Nice.
And he goes for Flamethrower. He knew he was taking the damage.
Exactly.
He just knows everything.
I gotta say, I'm very impressed by BoxBox. I'm impressed by Ludwig too.
I'm like impressed because like he knows that it gets weaker, even though he doesn't know the mechanics.
Right, exactly. I'm not memeing when I say I'm impressed by him clicking Flamethrower. He obviously wins with a 1 base power eruption there.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was like, oh, Flamethrower is more optimal here is just like, wow,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Honestly, kind of terrifying.
Kind of terrifying. Good thing this guy plays TFT and not VGC because we might have a problem on our hands.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting to consider is that in both games, Ludwig brought the Dondo Tatsugiri, and in Game 3, he might not bring either.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
That's true. Although I really don't think Gastro. I think you need Dondozo. Like I think the problem here was like he just took too much damage turn 1 and he couldn't stop the Trick Room.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it has to be that way. And I think that like basically Ludwig saw that BoxBox didn't cover for his Terra Steel, right? He went for Clear Smog and Energy Ball. Of course there was a perfect play there that we Eruption Energy Ball covers everything, but you know, like without knowing your damage calcs, it's much harder to find that. And without knowing your type immunities, BoxBox might not know that steel types are immune to poison type attacks, right? Like he only has 1 poison type attack on his team, and it's only used for Dondozo, who most of the time don't even run Terra Steel at this point, right? So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
I like
the
this.
Mimikyu.
Yeah.
What this does is this makes Terra Grass that much harder.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's making it really tough because, you know, it's that added ambiguity.
Yeah.
Do you think he just goes for it turn 1?
I think it depends.
It's so tough given how last game went.
BoxBox is really thinking about his last mon.
Yeah, which I like. The thing is, I think that he identifies that King Gambit hasn't done anything for him, but he doesn't have as much experience with the other Pokemon. We really see that King Gambit is a comfort pick for him.
Yeah.
He said, I'm bringing the same 4 unless one of them is... What's happening?
He's changing it up.
No way.
He's...
Okay.
Oh.
What's this? Turned off his targeting computer.
Okay, he's still going into the Armor Rouge, and then is he going to go...
I like this because, so here's what I was
Wow.
saying. If things go off the rails with your fire types, Meowscarada, if you do like a Rotom Wash, you know, Meowscarada and Gastrodon become very scary very
That's
quickly.
true.
Yeah,
So
that's
King Gambit
fair.
is a nice, like, it's also like, I kind of like thinking of these Pokemon as like health packs. Like, you know, you don't really care about their health because they're not that important to their, you know, your main strategy. So like, Torkoal's going to take a big hit. Go on in, King Gambit, do your job.
Yeah.
And King Gambit is very tanky. And, you know, if Ludwig's strategy seems to be outlast the Trick Room, right?
Yes.
He's not, I mean, he has the Mimikyu again, but, like, he has not successfully reversed it. He didn't even try to reverse it game 2. And so having a King Gambit with Sucker Punch at the end of Trick Room and Psychic Terrain can be very valuable, I think. Once again, Indeedee Armor Rouge, but this time, for the 3rd time, a new lead from Ludwig. And I like this a lot. The extremely threatening Mimikyu and Dondozo. Now, this is scary because Follow Me and Expanding Force is a very good play, but the switch into Tatsugiri and Earthquake could just ruin it immediately.
Yep. And, you know, he also has to think twice about clicking Trick Room because Ludwig went for that reverse on turn 1,
game 1.
and he could do it again.
All of the things that happened in the first 2 games, opening turns, are represented here and have counterplay available from both sides.
That's so cool.
What went well on both sides?
Ludwig really thinking through all his options here.
Yeah.
He's thinking about terrestrializing.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It covers for a Expanding Force, which would do so much damage if he doesn't want to go into Tatsugiri.
Yeah, and I think there's very little chance that BoxBox armor cannons into Dondozo.
No,
I have to
basically
say
no
that
chance.
so that when he does it, I can pop off really hard.
So here, like, this is a little committal for me in front of 2 fire types, one of which could just Terra Grass.
He's doing it! He's doing it!
Oh, no
man.
way.
If he gets this play correct, he could immediately win the game.
This is terrifying.
All of the onus is now on BoxBox. We know he's gone for Terra Steel. Wait, he went for Terra Steel.
Yeah. So that if Trick Room goes up, it's over.
Wait, no, it's not, because Steel types are weak to Fire type. So if this is Trick Room and an attack...
No, he's saying it's over
over
for BoxBox.
Yeah.
If Trick Room goes up and BoxBox also Terra'd here, it's a rough
But
situation.
it's still not over because Torkoal, like Mimikyu's Disguise is still intact.
Oh,
so
that's
so
true.
Eruption will like indeed he
is
can't
true.
do anything.
Well,
That's
also,
very true.
Armor Rouge could have Terra Grass. and
That's right.
survived the earthquake.
What did Armorers do here? It's the crucial question.
I have to think he Terra Grass. He already identified that just doing it in front of Dondozo was really
It has
Helping Hand!
no.
Ludwig makes the perfect play!
Yep.
That's huge from Ludwig.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame him, right? The question of,
Ludwig.
did Mimikyu reverse the Trick Room? It's so threatening, and the Dondozo.
And the energy ball.
But indeed, this is actually not so bad because Ndidi is not going to go down to another Earthquake, which means that Trick Room could still go up.
Yeah.
But there's no protect on the Armor Rouge.
Yeah, so, but you can get Torkoal in basically saying, all right, like, if you want to take my Ndidi, you have to.
Here's what I would like here. You know, if you do that with Ndidi, you risk a single target attack. And, you know, Armor Cannon might not do enough.
That's true.
I like clicking Trick Room with both of BoxBox's Pokemon, respecting Ludwig enough to take a KO.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, what you... Yeah.
If you get Ndidi, you can Helping Hand Terra Fire Eruption.
You get Torkoal in unscathed.
Yep.
Yeah,
And if you
important.
if Ndidi goes down,
BoxBox switched.
oh, here it comes.
Oh, no.
Wait, but Torkoal will hang on.
Yeah, it will live.
And be able to flamethrower.
Okay, this is not that bad, actually.
Also, Armor should come back in an Armor Cannon.
That's true.
That's true, but this is a lot of damage. It might have been better to sacrifice here. And Ndidi barely survives. Torkoal also barely survives. Whoa.
Okay.
Does BoxBox know about Clear Smog? I don't know if he does.
Zane?
Zane?
did not talk about Clear Smog into Steel types.
It's gonna say no effect.
Yeah.
It's gonna say no effect.
It is going to say no
It's
effect.
gonna say no
That's true.
effect. And all those meaty fire type buttons will be saying super effective.
Yes.
We did just lose access
But he
to
also knows that Flamethrower is stronger when he has low health.
Yeah, so like...
we already know that he knows that,
There's a lot of mechanics at play you need to know here. Just to make one turn correctly, you need to know Eruption scales with your HP. You need to know Clear Smog is not effective on Steel-type Pokemon.
But all of this just to take down one of Ludwig's
Pokemon.
He's got 3 others that are ready to, you know...
Yeah, he has
take
a lot of time to
BoxBox
still
down.
have this Trick Room, and I don't think BoxBox is getting up another one.
No.
Although, conserving that Armor Rouge in the bag.
Helping Hand.
It goes
Okay.
more
We'll
protect.
figure something out here.
Yeah.
Protect from Dondozo. Now this will be a good insight. Is it Flamethrower, is it Eruption, or is it Clear Smog, or is it Earth Power? Flamethrower, the perfect move.
Correct play.
Yep.
Correct play, okay.
Do you think he needs to Terra here to pick up the KO?
I was about to ask
I
that.
think he might need to.
I think just given how important this is for the match,
It's
I would
full
risk
HP.
nothing.
I think so, because think about how much Terra Grass Energy Ball did, right? That's probably somewhat comparable to Flamethrower and Sun.
Yeah.
Charcoal, maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be very close.
I'm
the way the multipliers work, does Sun like 1.5 times 1.5, so it's
Yeah.
2.25?
Yeah.
Yeah,
2.25,
so it's
yeah.
even stronger.
Okay,
but
okay.
he's gonna go
Yeah.
for it.
I like it.
I support this.
I think so too.
I think
with
it's
Helping Hand.
With Helping Hand.
And Charcoal.
I think it'll do it.
It's going to be close. Charcoal, Flamethrower, Helping Hand, Sun, Terra Fire, Stab. All of these to take down the world's tankiest fish. Helping Hand comes out. Torkoal will move next. Is it Flamethrower? It's Flamethrower.
Yeah.
Targets
Oh,
correctly.
man.
How much is this going to do? Helping Hand, Terra Fire, Flamethrower picks up the KO.
Nice play.
BoxBox stays alive.
This is so intense, but Ludwig has a lot more
He
to
has
go
a
off.
lot
It's
of
not
resources
over
left.
Terra.
There's 3 more turns of Trick Room left.
And here's the thing.
Right.
That there's 3 more turns of Trick Room, but the Psychic Terrain will expire before the Trick Room does.
Yes.
So Mimikyu.
2 more turns. Protect the 2 more turns of Trick Room
More
left.
turns of Trick Room.
Yup.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Tatsugiri is kind of just chilling right here, except for the fact that it quad resists these fire moves, so it won't be easy to take down at all.
Gang, if he breaks, if he uses like Dazzling Gleam, and breaks the skies, King Gambit, the Pokemon that we
Gambit
were
in the
like,
back,
oh,
yeah.
I wish, it resists almost all of the remaining Pokemon's attacks.
Oh.
King Gambit was like a, like an outfielder, but now it's moving on in.
Pinch hitter.
The Armor Rouge
yeah.
is still alive, too.
Yeah,
seems like
but
the
it's in
most
Shadow
for
Sneak
it.
range is the thing, and this is the last turn of Psychic Terrain.
I know why Surf is on this team. It's the boost of
Gastrodon,
Gastrodon, but
yeah.
in this moment,
It's with both Focus Sash, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's going to be tough. Especially, unfortunately, given how hard Tatsugiri is for this Torkoal to take down.
Yeah. Earth Power comes out.
Or maybe not hard at all.
I like that play a lot. You're not going to do any like damage there with Is this going to kill? Oh my god, it does nothing.
Tatsu,
Disguise is broken, though.
Disguise is
that is
broken.
true.
Shadow Claw comes out here.
It's going to be a lot
Picks
of
up the
paper
KO.
cuts. Yep.
Death by 1,000 cuts. Torkoal goes down. A little bit of Life Orb chip.
But here comes Armor Rouge back in.
But the Psychic Terrain is still up.
Or the King Gambit.
The King
Or the King
Gambit.
Ga- I mean,
Well,
yeah.
It's going to be
of them.
both, probably.
Indeed, he's dead here.
Indeed, he's probably not surviving.
Yeah, it's fair.
Hard fought, but not enough. Wait.
Yeah.
Psychic Terrain is down. That means that Sucker Punch is back on the table as
Yep.
well.
Well,
And
on
it
both
also means
sides.
Expanding Force is
But
not
there's one
going
more
And
turn.
Shadow Sneak is on the field,
Yeah,
too.
but you can Sucker Punch to cancel out the Shadow Sneak, giving your armors the ability to Energy Ball.
Wait, no, because King Gambit is slower.
But Trick Room is one turn left.
Yeah,
It's true.
there is one
So
more
you
turn
have
of
one
Trick
turn
Room.
where you can Sucker Punch, kill the Mimikyu.
But can Mimikyu and Meowscarada work together to take down King Gambit? I don't think so.
Okay, so if Ludwig is goaded here, does he Trick Room with Mimikyu?
Wait. Oh my god. BoxBox could kill Mimikyu, intentionally leaving Tatsugiri alive,
Yeah.
and then use Surf to break Meowscarada's Sash.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be.
And then Sucker Punch to kill Tatsugiri. It's oh, this is gonna come down to the wire.
Yes.
Shadow Sneak comes out, no Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Yup.
It's all King
Who
Gambit here.
did King Gambit target? Little Life Orb recoil. Iron Head and the Mimikyu.
That is
All right, that's step one.
That's step one.
It's going to be so close.
It's going to be really close. I mean, this is now single target. Sun! The Sun! It's reducing the damage from Surf.
It's not going to be
Not gonna do
immediate at
much.
all.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, that's
nothing.
the...
That's AV King Gambit.
That is
right?
AV, that's
Yeah.
Citru... Oh, yeah, it is AV.
Right.
Oh, right.
And Meowscarada doesn't hit this. This is the perfect position
Yeah.
for King Gambit to be in.
But you
He
do
thought
have...
about it too. He thought about bringing it before the fight.
That's right. He like really considered it. But the
Yeah.
thing is, Knockoff will take away the Assault Vest.
Ooh. But Tatsugiri will take away the Sash, and then it's just one quick
against one.
Sucker Punch to end the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless Iron Head is not the strongest move. Sun ending here actually could be big because it might be the difference in Meowscarada surviving the Iron Head.
Oh, he's getting tripped up because it says super effective. You know, it says super effective here. It's actually not super effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Blood.
Is there a world where you maybe protect Meowscarada here?
I think
To-
every time you protect Meowscarada right here.
Yeah.
So you need to prevent the Sucker Punch from taking your Focus Sash here. You need
Yeah,
to
that's
Tatsugiri
true.
to die first.
The thing is that from King Gambit's point of view, Tatsugiri is a tasty little snack that
Surf.
it can consume at any
Yeah.
time.
It's a lot of damage to Meowscarada. Knockoff. If Iron Head picks up the kill here, if he goes for Iron Head,
What does he target?
Brick Break, super effective.
That's gonna do it.
But the AV is gone.
The AV is gone,
I
but
don't think it matters though.
the
Right?
Sucker
Does it-
Punch, but does he like he hasn't really used Sucker Punch at all, and now it's single target Surf.
A crit could end this.
A crit could end this. I don't. It's possible.
Sun is out as well, right?
Sun is down.
Yeah.
Sucker
Oh,
Punch.
but he
He
knows.
knows.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That was
An incredible match
That
by
was so
both
good.
players.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Really
Yeah.
impressive stuff from both players there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, I couldn't have put it better.
That was I'm really impressed by the quality of play there. Like, and that's what I love about Pokemon. That's what I love about seeing these players adapt, right? We had so many things going on. We had the Terra Steel to block the Clear Smog. We had Helping Hand Terra Fire on your 25% Torkoal to pick up the KO with Flamethrower. We saw the end of Psychic Terrain allow for Shadow Sneak to pick up the KO on the Armor Rouge. We saw Surf Tatsugiri actually being kind of the detriment of Ludwig there, taking out the Focus Sash from the Meowscarada. So very well done. Very, very well done.
That was sick.
Super well played.
On both sides, yeah.
How you
Yeah.
feeling?
Well, that was really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told by my coach like to immediately try to clear Smog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Dondozo.
large blue guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I didn't know what to do like when once he terrestrialized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I hope this kills.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I lose.
That was the perfect play because
It was great.
Steel type Pokemon, the Tyranids, the Steel type, it's immune to Clear Smog, which also means it wouldn't have the effect of like Clear Smog removes all stat boost, which is why the fish is threatening. But when it goes Terra Steel, it's immune to that attack. So you haven't been playing that long. I wasn't to niche interaction.
Yeah.
I doubt it came up in testing.
There was so many moments where we were asking, does he know about this?
And you knew
interaction? Does
all
he
of
know about
them,
this?
or you
all
made
of
the
them,
right
yeah.
play at least.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know any of that.
But that's pure gamer intuition.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
pure instinct.
Yeah. I want to know about the turn when you had Armor Rouge out versus the Dondozo, and you switched in your Torkoal in
That was
game 2.
so
What was
good.
going through your head
Yeah.
then?
This is game 2.
I originally
That was game
swapped in
3.
the Torkoal
Oh, game
to. Was that what? Just to clear Smog?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to clear Smog then.
But you ended up flamethrowing and KOing the Dondozo.
No, that's game 3.
Oh, that's
We're
game
talking.
three.
So in game 2, basically, you get Trick 'em Up. You have this great play. They go for Earthquake. You go for Terra Grass Energy Ball. You do a ton of damage. And I think a lot of players would have been tempted to stay in with Indeedee. You attack with Armor Rouge again, and you get your Torkoal in at the same time as Ludwig protects. And you get
Oh,
so
yeah.
much momentum. Can you tell us about what you were thinking there?
From game 1, he showed that he was very willing to protect the
Yeah.
moment I show a threat.
Yeah.
So game 2, I knew most likely I can get a free swap here.
Yeah.
and just set it for a better turn.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
exactly what you did, and that's exactly what happened. So the last thing I want to ask you before we let you have a break is, you know, you lost the first game there, and that must have been scary, right? Like, you have your strategy, and all of a sudden, like, you're down a game, like, and that you like held strong, you had composure, and you like were able to bring back the whole set and actually win. So what was kind of going through your head after losing game 1?
Oh, after losing game 1, I was pretty terrified. My coach gave me a lot of like, oh, backup strats. Here's a mix-up that you might be able to do to throw them off.
Yeah.
And then I was ready to do the mix-up strat where I was going to throw in Rotom and Garchomp.
We saw you thinking about them.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was thinking like, okay, what was the strat? And then I forgot it. And I figured Ludwig has played more Pokemon than me. So I'm more likely to... If we both go off the rails of our strat, he's more likely to like figure something out first.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I just stuck with the same strat and just tried to win the mind games.
Yeah, and you did. Well, congratulations. It was an amazing set and a very great first game 3 of the day.
Fantastic series.
Thanks very much.